Hi, Jim Hebel with Boedeker Plastics. One question we get about our engineered thermoplastics, thermosets, and composites is, do these materials have a shelf life? Will they degrade over time? The easy answer is no. Thermoplastics and thermosets do not have a shelf life, and their physical properties should remain intact indefinitely, with the caveat, if stored properly. This caveat is because plastic materials can be affected by certain environmental conditions like UV exposure, moisture absorption, and improper support. Let's touch on each one of these. Plastics that will be stored outside in direct sunlight with UV exposure will undoubtedly be a concern. Plastics that do not contain a UV inhibitor will break down over time, lose physical properties, and become embrittled. Of course, UV exposure can also occur indoors. Commonly used indoor lighting, including halogen, incandescent, and fluorescent lights, will emit appreciable levels of UV light that can also have an effect. With these lower levels of UV exposure from indoor lighting, some plastics will experience discoloration on the surface over time. In almost all cases, this will simply be a surface defect showing up as a discoloration of the skin. I obtained a few small samples from Mitsubishi Chemical Advanced Materials, one of our key material partners. These samples were sitting in a warehouse area under UV light. We then took a light skim cut on the materials to show the surface discoloration versus the original surface color. This is Tectron PPS, which normally has a nice light tan cream color. The side that was sitting up exposed to the lighting discolored over time. When we remove just a few thousandths of material off the skin, you see that the material is still fine underneath and the discoloration is only on the surface. Here we have a bearing grade of the exact same base material. This is called Tectron HPV PPS, which has a deep, rich blue color. The side exposed to the lighting darkens and discolors over time, but still cleans up nicely when machined. Finally, here is a heat-stabilized nylon called Nylatron MC901. Out of manufacturing, this product has a very attractive blue color, but you can see how the UV affects all the exposed surfaces. While some physical properties can also be affected over an extended period of time, this is extremely rare in most cases. For a stock-shaped rod, plate, or tube experiencing this slight UV discoloration, the effect can be remedied by simply machining away the discolored surface skin. Also, in storage, some polymers may be susceptible to moisture absorption. For example, polyamide-based materials like nylons can absorb up to 7% water by weight under high humidity or even submerged conditions. This can result in dimensional changes of up to 2%. In some cases, this may even cause some reduction in physical properties as the material softens with the added moisture. For critical tolerance finished machine parts that are sitting in storage waiting to be used, even a small amount of moisture absorption can result in tolerance issues. You'll want to review your material's physical property data sheet to see if moisture absorption could be an issue for your machine parts. In most cases, proper design techniques can be utilized to compensate for any moisture concerns, and often the use of moisture barrier packaging is also an option to prevent moisture uptake. Finally, small cross-section products like thin plates or small diameter rods, if not stored flat or fully supported, may experience camber, bowing, or warping effects under the stress of their own weight. Be cautious of storing thin plates standing on end, or even small diameter rods without full support. Extended storage in this type of improper positioning may lead to permanent deflection of the plastic, which will be almost impossible to correct. In summary, aside from a few conditions noted, including moisture absorption and UV exposure, if well supported and properly stored, Boedeker supplied stock-shaped materials and machine parts will maintain their integrity and have an indefinite shelf life until you are ready to use them. Please feel free to add your comments below, like and share this video if you found it helpful, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.